What's up, YouTube? It's HD here, coming in with the another story time, I guess, little storytelling. I got, I'm gonna shout out my man. I'm gonna shout out Goblin. Goblin put me on to this story time shit. And I mean, I fuck with Goblin. Shout out to Goblin, man. If he's watching, I mean, that's my young boy, man. Like he really does this shit and makes money off it and gets a following of it, and it's a community. It really is. Whether you're talking about rehabilitation, drug use or recovery, degeneracy, just anything, you know what I mean? Like story time is story time, and that's great. And he put me on, he gave me the idea to start doing this shit, man. Capitalize, try to at least, off of stories. So again, shout out Goblin and the Gob cast. I'll be watching that shit, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell the story of when I was arrested at 20 years old. It was my second arrest, but my first one as an adult. And it was a semi-serious charge. So I'll get right into it. It was a Friday night. I had just driven back up to Philly area from Delaware, because I was working in Delaware at the time, and I had a girlfriend right just inside the Philly lines. Like, I lived in the suburbs at the time. Yeah, kind of. It was a burb of Philly. It is. And she lived 5 minutes away in the city. So that being said, I was driving up, see her. I made it up there. That's not part of it. Made it up there fine. And I started drinking when I got there. I was 20. I could get served alcohol. I didn't have a fake ID, but I've been getting served beer and whatever I could get from this this little beer deli that just didn't ever card me. So I started drinking. I left her house to go meet up with my cousin who had some coke, and I wanted to do some coke. I loved coke at the time. I wouldn't consider myself a coke head, but I was definitely a weekend warrior with the shit. I was like in that stage of it. I just got to the stage where every weekend that was my turn up. Friday night routine, grab a bag, shit was gone by. Saturday night, Saturday morning, whatever. Feel like shit all day Sunday, go back to work. All right, and then he had some I was going over there. We was going to hang out anyway. Me and my cousin, we grew up like brothers. So we was real tight. Right now he's actually in prison right now. I haven't seen him in about 2 years. So he'll be out in like 1 year from now exactly. You got 3-year mandatory minimum, firearm by felon. So we was tight, man. And I go over there. He's hanging out with his plug, and we all neighborhood boys at this time, so we're busting it up. I'm drinking. He's bagging up coke, and I'm like, all right, let me grab a I don't know, like a little 50 or something, just for the night. You know what I mean? Shit you not, I snorted half that 50 while we were sitting in that basement, and probably about an hour, bro. So I'm coked the hell up. I'm high. If y'all know what a 50 bag, and these were fat 50 bags. Like they, you know what I mean? It wasn't a gram, but it was more than a half gram for 50. It was a nice fluffy bag, you know what I'm saying? So if you know what that looks like, and you know how much coke that is, how much lines that is for that amount of time, you know I was geeked. I was geeked as fuck. So my cousin had found out about a party somewhere in north. North Philly. And we at the time were, I don't know what was wrong with us. I had a job. I had a job. I think he had a job at the time. I don't really remember, or if he was just selling drugs. I don't really remember. But we weren't like hurting for money. We were nowhere like near like to the point of poverty. We weren't rich. We weren't comfortable, but we weren't like poverty stricken. Especially this little motherfucker. His mom had a good job. She had probably the biggest house in that area of the neighborhood. That's where we would all hang out. Even all the kids, because we had a projects section, I should say Section 8 housing, in our neighborhood. So our neighborhood was kind of a hub just outside of the city for drug dealers to take their product to the suburbs to double up on the price. If y'all know how that works, especially the Philly area, whatever. So we're not hurting at any point in time for money, but we decide we're gonna go to this party because it was a Temple party. If you know what Temple University is, it's a university in Philadelphia. It's in North Philly. And is it? Yeah, it's like it's basically it's North Philly, but it's right before you get to Center City. So we hear about this party and we decide we're gonna rob people there. We're gonna go there, we're gonna have a good time, but if we find a mark or marks that have etc., coke, pills, money, we was going to fucking rob that shit, you know what I mean? So I don't know why, man. And at the time, I'm a hothead for whatever reason. I have a pistol grip. I have a 12 gauge shotgun that I put a pistol grip on and a shortened barrel. It wasn't sawing off, but it was. I don't really know the legality of it, but I ordered this short barrel, and it fit, and it made it shorter than they ever sell them. So that was like a full-on scatter gun, street sweeper, straight up. And so that was gonna be, I was going, you know what I mean, they were gonna pat people down. I was gonna hold everybody up. If it came to that, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But I don't, it's not like, I don't know if that was just an idea, but I feel like we talked about it. We talked about it for a good 5 minutes or so, that yeah, there's going to be a lot of like, you know, college kids, like, and a lot of college kids they have money, and a lot of them deal drugs to other college kids. So, and we know that, and they got good money, so they got good drugs, not stepped on shit. You know what I mean? So we were gonna do that, and on the way to this party, so I go back to my girlfriend's crib. They follow me there because we decide we're all gonna ride together. I'm drunk as shit. My little cousin's drunk. I'm 20, he's 17. My other homie, AJ, is in the passenger seat. I'm in the back seat. AJ's in the passenger seat, and he is fucked up too. He's 19. I'm the oldest one in the car. And I'm not driving the car, but I'm the oldest one in the car. Keep that in mind for this story. Excuse. So I dropped my van off, so my cousin's gonna drive to this said party. And get my shotgun. There was like a baseball bat and something else, a crowbar or something stupid like that, and put it in his car just in case we needed extra shit. So my girlfriend's like, be careful, I really don't want you to go. She knows how lit I am at this time. And I'm like, calm down, I'll be fine. I'm not driving, all this dumbass shit. And man, I should have listened to that girl, man. She was no good for me, but she was right about this night. I shouldn't have left out. So my cousin puts in the address to this party, the GPS. And this was 2014, some shit. So 2014, the phones, you know, GPS wasn't as damn, like I got this brain fog. I can't think of words lately. I just quit smoking weed, so that's probably why. And like I lose my train of thought really quickly. Damn it, y'all. I'm like struggling right now. GPSs weren't as developed. Damn it, there it is, developed as they are today. So I feel like retarded from that. Excuse my language, but I felt intoxicated or something because I really couldn't come up with the word. GPSs weren't as developed. They weren't as good as they are today. Should have just said that. So he puts in his address, and it's taking us this fuck ass way from my ex's crib, my then girlfriend's house, to go to this place. And we notice it, and AJ notices it before he passes out. He's drunk as hell. We had no business going to this party, even just to get more lit. Like, we had no business getting more fucked up than we already were. Maybe my cousin, because he wasn't like slurring his words. Me and AJ were past that point. But I was also high on coke, so I could kind of go up and down. I was up and down with it. Actually, yeah. So we are arguing. Don't fucking listen to that GPS. Go this way. Go this way. You know what I mean? And because we know roughly we gotta get to the city. We just don't know how to get to, and in that section of the city, we know how to get to the neighborhood. We know how to go boom, boom, bop. It was like a couple turns and then hit Broad Street and take it down. So we knew that, but for some reason he wanted to listen to the GPS. Big motherfucking mistake on his part, okay? Because that GPS took us into a very kind of not a ritzy area, but it's a nicer, I don't want to say richy area, but it's an area called Huntington Valley. I don't know why we ended up in Huntington Valley, but we ended up in Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania, going through a freaking DUI checkpoint on Davisville Road. I remember. And I can't comprehend why he would even not realize himself. Like this is like, so it's like a roundabout way where all we had to go was this way and then straight. You went this way where it's taking us all these turns this way. It was a DUI checkpoint, Friday night, 11:30, 12 something o'clock. I say turn around. He's like, they're gonna follow us. I'm like, bro, figure it out, turn around, man. And he's like, not doing it. There's cars behind us already at this point, and they're not giving us enough room to go turn around, man. And I just felt this adrenaline, like I wasn't drunk anymore, but I was skied out of my mind. So my heart was already from the substance I was using, and now boom, 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 through my fucking chest, because I have a pistol grip shotgun that has a modified barrel. I have a loaded gun on my floor. I bought it legally from a store, okay? That is noted, but I modified it. I didn't saw it off, but I modified it to the point, I guess, where it was not. Shouldn't have looked like that. So that's at my feet. It's halfway under the passenger side seat. And I'm trying to like kind of step on it at this point and like cover it in a certain way. And cops roll us, it's our turn. Come on up. Flashlight here, flashlight there. Flashlight looking at me, and talks to my cousin for maybe 30 seconds. Hey, where you guys coming from? Where you going? AJ's like out of it as fuck. So they're kind of like their little spidey senses, you know what I mean? Their antennas kind of rose up. They were like, okay, let me be on alert. We might have something here. And as they realize that, you could tell they're trying to assess us. And I didn't roll my window down. And then the one cop starts looking at me, and I guess I just looked nervous or something. And he was like, hey, you okay back here, man? And he was like, I forget how this happened, if I rolled the window down or not, I don't remember. But he had his flashlight, and he was like going like this into the window and looking down with it. And then he was like, it took him like a couple seconds, man. We got a long gun down here. That's what this man says. Got a long gun. Immediately, the fuck out of the car. They didn't say get the fuck out of the car, but they ripped my ass out of the car quick. Cuffed me right away, obviously. And meanwhile, I have cocaine on me. It's not a lot anymore at this point. Thank God. It never was that night to begin with. I didn't have much coke on me. I wasn't like a very, very consistent drug dealer at this point. I mainly sold weed. But if this would have been another time where I had a bunch of bags on me to flip, I'd have been in a lot more trouble, I think. But still, I have like a half gram of coke on me, a little less, whatever. I'm high as hell. I'm drunk. Fully loaded. One in the chamber. 12 gauge shotgun. I remember this lady cop was like asking me questions, and then I said something like flirty with her, and she was like older too. She wasn't even like hot or whatever. I just said something like, I don't know what I said to her, man. I like said something sexual to her, and this cop next to me, he was like, I don't fucking think you should keep on talking, man. You keep talking shit like that, it's gonna get worse for you. I just remember he like laughed at me, and she kind of was like, I forget what she said. She was like, I don't think my husband would appreciate that or some shit. And I'm like, give a fuck about your husband. I'm just talking shit at this point. I know I'm going to jail. I had never been to a big boy jail at this point in time. I'd only been to a precinct and released to a parent. So that being said, man, like it was an experience, dude. The one officer's like, they cuffed me and put me in this chair, and they shackled one leg to the chair for whatever reason. I was like, I'm cuffed behind my back. I'm not going anywhere. If I run, I'm gonna fall like a dickhead. And there's like a bunch of cops, dude, like multiple townships too, like different city cops were there. So I wasn't going anywhere, man. Like it was a rough night. Cause imagine knowing you're going to county jail for the first time in the morning, coming down from blow, don't know what's going to happen. I don't really know how much trouble I'm actually in. I think my life is over at this point. I really did. I'm like upset. Like I'm fucking like, when nobody's looking, I'm fucking crying, dude. Like I'm fucking like, like, well, this is in the precinct. I didn't really give a fuck. But I was going through it, dude. Like I thought my life was over. And I wasn't like a tough guy I like knew how to fight enough. You know what I mean? I wasn't like I beat everybody up. You know what I mean? I've won fights, I've lost fights, but I've heard about jail, and I'm like, damn, bro, I don't shit. Fuck, I don't want to go there, man. I don't get fucked up, man. I don't know about. I heard it's not like the movies. Like, it's not, nobody's gonna fucking rape you and shit. And you know, you don't have to go hit the first biggest guy in the face. Not how it goes. Not in county jail. Shit happens in county jail. Don't get it fucked up. But it's not like the movies. Still no place for a human being to be. Some people deserve to be there and in prison for sure. But especially that jail, it was a lot of like racist COs. And you could just tell. And no, so all right, so, I'm getting off topic again. Or off track here. So arresting officer asked me if I have anything else that I'm gonna take into the facility. If I do have anything else on me, if I take into the facility, it's gonna be you know, that whole contraband into a facility charge, and that's not good. That's not a good one you want. So I told him, I was like, listen, man, because they ain't find it on me. They ain't searched my wallet. So I was like, I wonder if I never would have told them that they would have went into that section of my wallet, because they opened up my wallet and then kind of just whatever. But they didn't fucking look through it. I just told them, and it was already in there. It was already in my property. That the police station, you know, they have it, little file shit, whatever, lockbox, I don't know, whatever the hell it is, that has your belongings in it, that you get released with, or it goes with you to whatever county jail or whatever you're going to. So I really do. I wonder if that would have still been in my wallet when I got out of jail. But we'll never know. Who cares? That is just a funny thing to think of. But so I tell him that, and I'm like one of them optimists, you know what I mean? I watch Cops and shit, and I'm like, oh, you know, like if I'm honest with you, maybe if I'm honest with him, maybe he'll give me a break, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn, what's gonna happen? Like, I just told him, he's like, oh, so thanks for letting me know, you know what I mean? I'm glad you said something. And I'm like, oh, I see, what's gonna happen with that? We're gonna like get a break on that? And he's like, nah, it'll be another charge. I was like, God damn it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck, man, I should have just let y'all had to look for that shit. So whatever. And what else was in the car? The baseball bat and the tire iron. They kind of tried to say like those were instruments of crime. And then my little cousin, I shouldn't even call him my little, because he's a grown ass man. He's like my size at this point. A younger cousin. He fucking had stolen his mom's prescription drugs, dog. I don't know if it was like Ativan or Valium. One of them goddamn benzos that hit you harder than a Xan. He had like a script with the fucking script name and shit, the label torn off. Me not knowing this and being the oldest one in the car, I said, I am taking the rap for it. Everything in the car is mine. They're not responsible for anything. It's my gun, it's my shit. I accept it. You know what I mean? My younger cousin is already going. He ended up getting a DUI that night and getting taken home by my aunt. And so did AJ. AJ got, I don't even know if he got like an underage drinking. But my cousin got his first DUI, underage DUI at that. So he lost his license for a while. Still drove on it like a delinquent. Goes without saying. Shout out my cousin, man. I love you, man. I miss you, man. I know you're not gonna see this, but I miss you, man. We had so many ups and downs through life. Where's the scar? We fought each other, and he gave me this scar, and I gave him one right here. He looked like he had a cleft lip for a little bit. We fought like brothers, and we made up like brothers, man. And to this day, man, like I miss him. It's been a while since I heard from him, but I hope he's doing all right, and I hope he gets out. on time. But this man, so he gets a DUI, blah blah blah, blah. They get taken home. I'm in the precinct, freaking the fuck out, coming down from coke. Fucking, for whatever reason, they let me have my cell phone because I kept on being like, yo, I know I'm supposed to be able to get phone calls, at least one or whatever, so I can let whoever know that I'm in here to help me out so I can communicate that. That didn't seem like it was happening until I kept on banging on the bars, like freaking the fuck out. Then finally, that's what happened because they were just tired of me, and I was the only one in there. And I was like, yo, like, can I see my phone? Because like, I only know my mom's number by heart at this point in time, and I was in another state. I didn't really want to tell her, and it wouldn't make sense to tell her first. It would make sense to tell somebody who was close to where I was at. If I only had a couple minutes or phone calls, and I only had a certain amount of battery too. My shit was on low battery. So that being said, I kept on I kept on causing a ruckus about this freaking phone call situation and not having numbers, and I was like asking the one older officer guy, and I wore him down too. I was like, can I just please have my cell phone while I'm in here, man? Like, or you can watch me or whatever. Like, what? I'm not gonna do anything with it. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I just wanted to communicate with somebody. First, he's no. He's like, what? How does that make sense? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not really a thing. Then he kind of was like, I guess it's not gonna hurt anything. Would that make you stop carrying on? Would that make you stop yelling? Would that make you stop banging on the bars? I said, it sure will. You know what I mean? Yes, without a doubt. Because that's the only thing I was worried about is getting a process going to get out. So he gives me my phone. I call my girl, and she's pissed. She's upset. I can hear it. She's upset, disappointed, pissed, scared, all at the same time. And, you know, but there's nothing she could do. Like, I hadn't even been arraigned yet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know, like, my charges yet. So I'm not getting out in that night or even the next morning. So it's not one of them cases either. So, and then I called, I think, my dad, and he was like, well, I'm just gonna do what you gotta do. You're gonna go to county jail. You know what I mean? Just keep your head high, man, and we'll get you out. And my dad, I'll make videos about our relationship, but we have a very unconventional, for the most of my life, half of my life, kind of non-existent, toxic, a little bit unhealthy. Like, it just wasn't the greatest, you know what I mean? But he's my dad. I love him. So I called him. You know what I mean? He did his job as a dad that night on the phone, because he really did, like, calm down. He's like, this is not the first time anybody's gone through this. What happened? And he's like, all right, you didn't hurt anybody, and you didn't shoot anybody, you didn't do anything crazy. You just got caught with these things. You have possession charges, whether it be possession of drugs and possession of firearm. And that gun you bought legally, right? I'm like, yeah. But they're saying the way I have it, it's illegal. Whatever. He's like, just try to get some sleep. Easier said than done. You're going to go to the county jail in the morning and call us when you get there. So I'm like, all right. And at this point, I don't want to get off the phone, man. Getting off the phone meant I had to sit there by myself and have nobody to ask advice to, or somebody to tell me or guide me or comfort me, or just human interaction at one of my lowest points in life. like the scaredest I've been, like the most. And it wasn't even, I wasn't scared to go to jail. I was scared of the outcome. I didn't know the outcome. I didn't know how long I was going to be in there. I didn't know it was going to be like either, but I'm sure I was going to be fine. Like I ain't going to die in there. But the fear of the unknown was overwhelming. And having to sit with my own thoughts while coming down from uppers and upper and um, being drunk, severely dehydrated, and it was just yeah, it was a hard time. It was a rough time, but I took my dad's advice. Once I came down, it took like an hour or two. It was some good blow, and to come down from because I was winging it, man. And finally, I fell asleep. By the time I actually fell asleep, I was getting woken up by the officer to say, "Hey, it's time for your video court arraignment." So I'm like, "All right, fuck." So I go into this room and I go in front of this computer, and this lady, she's a very attractive woman, to be a judge, like not young, but younger than what you think. Like she's a pretty lady. Anyway, she arraigned me, and she gave me a bail of $25,000, cash. At first, I was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Are you shitting me right now?" So I'm like, "Yo, how the fuck? I'm not getting out, man. I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out." So that happens, and I mean, I know how bail bonds work, but 25,000, 10% of that is 2,500. People don't necessarily, I mean, like, it's not a lot of money, but it's a good chunk of money that a lot of people don't have just to get your fucking ass out of jail. Off top. You know what I mean? So the 25,000 came at 10% came in. I don't know. I thought it was cash at first, but for some reason I couldn't get bailed out right from the precinct, obviously. Um and so they took me to the jail, and I get to the jail, and that is another video, to be honest with you. That is a whole nother video, man. Um and I'll say this. I was only in there for a week for this case. Initially I was only in there for a week. But every day in there, first timer, and I spent 3 days in the medical unit because I was detoxing off of drugs. Like the coke really didn't matter, but the alcohol and the Xanax, like it'll make you go through withdrawals, bad, like dangerous ones. So I was on watch. Because they asked me, they were like, "Do you do drugs, shit like that?" And then they explained this unit as like it basically was like solitary, is how they explained it. But you were gonna get like wellness checks, and like a counselor would talk to you and like try to get you help more than being in jail feeling. Like that's what the nurse explained it to me. She's like, instead of like a jail environment, it's more of like a medical environment to help you, like, boy, was I thrown for a loop, man. That medical unit, they put me in, not an infirmary, is a medical unit, houses severely mentally ill people too. Not just like you're injured and you're detoxing or you're whatever. Like it could be, all right. There was a guy in there in the medical unit, I don't know if I should say it on this video or next, but if I could. There's a guy in there in the medical unit that I could see his cell from mine. It was like kind of like catty cornered, like it was like whatever. I couldn't see his whole cell, but I could see into it if I looked diagonally. And it's not even funny. It's just so gross. This is like a not a trauma reaction, but just like yeah, fully naked man in his 50s, maybe late 40s, looks crazy, completely naked, shriveled up, like not like I was checking it out, but his dick looked like something out of a movie, like the one, I don't know, like just I got a glimpse of it like every time, because I look over, he's fucking doing something crazy. It was like a little it was like the hangover guy. It was like the hangover guy who jumps out of the car and you just see Bush and like a little, yeah, me. And so that wasn't pleasant, man. Like it was just, yeah. And he did shit like talk all night and day. I don't know if he slept. He was insane. He did shit like shit on the floor and then like pick it up and like rub it all over himself. And oh my God, like smearing shit all over himself and his face. He'd throw his fucking food in the toilet. He'd eat it. He'd eat his food out of the toilet. My man's mind was gone. How he was alive, I don't even know. Cause like, how do you eat shit and food? And I don't know. It was just, yeah. I'll never forget. His name was Palmer. It was his last name. They call you last name in jail. I don't know his first name is Palmer. Cause the COs were always yelling at him, Palmer, calm down, Palmer, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and other people on the block that were on there for enough times were like, Palmer, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, and he kept you up all night. This guy specifically wasn't the only one who was a head case in there, but he was the most memorable one because he was the loudest and the most consistent. And it was nuts, man. Like, I feel like this video is going on too long. I'm gonna wrap it up. Probably tell more experiences from this time in jail, because there's another. I did a bid over summer. It was like 6 months later on. So, you know, I'm not gonna say like, you know, I'm a jailbird, but my experiences in jail, they were enough for me to deter me from going back. I mean, I still was a fuck up for a number amount of years. I just didn't get caught for it. So, that being said, if you enjoy this story, man, like I said, I know I'm all over the place sometimes. Like I said, I'm trying to get my head back right. I just stopped smoking 3 days ago. I haven't really been drinking. I'm trying to be healthier. I just got back from the gym. So, I'm sorry if my thought process and my delivery is all over the place. Maybe I'll get better with that over time. I'm gonna keep on practicing, posting stuff like this. And just, if you guys enjoy, great. Subscribe, like it, help me out. I appreciate it, y'all. Stay up, stay blessed.